CertPunch practice round for ethical hacking v13, 312-50. 22 questions. Read the prompt, choose the best answer before the reveal, then listen for the exam logic behind it. Let's begin. Question 1 of 22. In her role as a cybersecurity analyst for an established technology firm, Maria is assigned a crucial task. She's instructed to perform a thorough passive reconnaissance of a major competitor's online environment to understand their digital strategies better. The challenge, however, is to gather as much relevant information as she can without directly interacting with the competitor's systems or alerting them to her activities to avoid any potential legal implications. Given these constraints and the sensitive nature of her assignment, which of the following tools or methods would be least appropriate and potentially risky for Maria to employ in her task? Option A, exploring online forums, bulletin boards, and social media discussions to gather insights on the competitor's products, customer feedback, and potential business strategies. Option B, meticulously examining patent databases and public records for any technology or innovation recently patented by the competitor to predict their future moves. Option C, leveraging the Wayback Machine to delve into the past and view archived versions of the competitor's website to study their evolution over time. Option D, running an intensive port scan against the competitor's public IP addresses to gain information on their internal network and server structure. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. A port scan is active reconnaissance, directly probing the target system and risking detection. Passive methods, like public records or archived sites, do not directly interact with the target. Question 2 of 22. After a recent breach, your team discovers that attackers used modified versions of legitimate system utilities and a Windows service to persist undetected for weeks, accessing internal credentials. What key step can be taken to better protect against similar future threats? Correct answer? Option A. Monitor file hashes of sensitive executables for unauthorized changes. Option B. Conduct weekly backups and store them off-site. Option C. Disable unused ports and limit outbound traffic via firewall rules. Option D. Ensure all systems run the latest antivirus and firewall software. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Monitoring file hashes detects unauthorized changes to legitimate executables, a key defense against living off the land attacks. The other options are good practices, but less specific. Question 3 of 22. Your role as a cybersecurity analyst at XYZ Corporation requires you to perform a thorough security assessment of the company's online presence. You initiate the process with a passive reconnaissance phase, trying to gather as much information as possible without interacting directly with the target system. Which of the following techniques or tools is least likely to assist you in this endeavor? Correct answer? Option A. Using a tool like Nmap to scan the company's public IP range. Option B. Utilizing search engines and associated services, Google, Bing, Google Earth, etc. Option C. Monitoring public posts and profiles on social media platforms and professional networking sites. Option D. Inspecting the Whois database for domain registration details. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Nmap is an active reconnaissance tool that directly interacts with the target. Passive reconnaissance involves gathering information without direct system interaction. Question 4 of 22. An attacker uses a side channel attack against a cryptographic module by measuring the power consumption during encryption. What is this specific technique called? Option A, frequency hijacking. Option B, social engineering. Option C, differential power analysis, DPA. Option D, rainbow table attack. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. Differential power analysis is the specific technique of analyzing power consumption to find cryptographic keys. This is a classic side-channel attack method. Question 5 of 22. You are a cybersecurity analyst at a financial institution. Your company has a strict policy against any unencrypted protocols. You've noticed some data packets being sent via HTTP rather than HTTPS on the network. This raises your concern because HTTP is a protocol that sends data in plain text. To further investigate this matter, you decide to use a sniffing tool. Which of the following would be the most appropriate choice? Option A, Nmap. Option B, Wireshark. Option C, Netcat. Option D, Nessus. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option B. Exam logic. Wireshark is the industry standard for capturing and analyzing network traffic to inspect packet contents. Other tools listed are not protocol analyzers. Question 6 of 22. An attacker uses a fileless malware technique that utilizes the regsvr32.exe utility to download and execute a remote COM scriptlet, SCT file. Which of the following best describes this technique? Option A, process hollowing. Option B, reflective DLL injection. Option C, squibbly-do. Option D, DLL sideloading. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. Scribbly-do is the precise term for using regsvr32.exe to execute remote SCT files. The other options describe distinct fileless malware techniques. Question 7 of 22. A future-focused security audit discusses risks where attackers collect encrypted data now, anticipating that they can decrypt it later with quantum computers. What is this threat known as? Option A, replaying intercepted quantum messages. Option B, flipping qubit values to corrupt the output. Option C, saving data today for future quantum decryption. Option D, breaking RSA using quantum algorithms. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. Saving data for future quantum decryption is the exact threat described. The other options involve active quantum attacks or unrelated quantum concepts. Question 8 of 22. A cybersecurity team identifies suspicious outbound network traffic. Investigation reveals malware utilizing Background Intelligent Transfer Service, BITS, to evade firewall detection. Why would attackers use this particular service to hide malicious activities? Option A, because BITS traffic uses encrypted DNS packets. Option B, because BITS packets appear identical to normal Windows Update traffic. Option C, because BITS operates exclusively through HTTP tunneling. Option D, because BITS utilizes IP fragmentation to evade IDS. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option B. Exam logic. BITS is the correct answer because its traffic mimics legitimate Windows updates, allowing it to blend in and evade detection by firewalls. The other options are incorrect because BITS does not use encrypted DNS, exclusively HTTP, or IP fragmentation. Question 9 of 22. As the newly appointed head of IT security at a growing startup, you have been tasked with improving the company's security posture. Given the rise in social engineering attacks, you decide to set up training sessions for employees to help them identify these threats. During a session, you ask the team to identify the type of social engineering attack where an attacker impersonates a coworker or an authority figure to extract confidential information. Which option correctly identifies this type of attack? Option A, baiting. Option B, quid pro quo. Option C, phishing. Option D, pretexting. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. Pretexting is the correct answer, as it involves creating a fabricated scenario to trick victims into revealing information. Baiting and phishing are different social engineering methods, while quid pro quo involves a service for information exchange. Question 10 of 22. You are a security analyst investigating a network compromise. The infected systems are receiving external instructions, masking the control traffic using widely allowed protocols like HTTP and DNS. The payloads are stealthy and modify system components without saving files to disk. What would be the most effective action to detect and disrupt this kind of malware communication? Option A. Focus on updating antivirus signatures regularly to catch known malware variants. Option B. Configure proxy servers to allow only encrypted traffic and block all plain HTTP requests. Option C. Implement port blocking for common malware-associated ports like 6667 and 12345. Option D. Use behavioral analytics to monitor for irregular outbound requests and abnormal application behavior. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. Behavioral analytics is the correct answer because it detects anomalies in process activity and network requests, which is necessary for fileless malware that evades signature-based detection. The other options are ineffective against this sophisticated threat. Question 11 of 22. When auditing a CI/CD pipeline, you find that secret scanning is disabled. What is the primary risk during the build phase? Correct answer. Option A. Hard-coded API keys or credentials might be pushed to the container image or public repo. Option B. The compiler might crash. Option C. The code will be automatically licensed under GPL. Option D. The build process will take longer to finish. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. This is correct because disabling secret scanning risks exposing credentials during build. The trap is technical issues, not misconfigurations like GPL licensing. Question 12 of 22. As a security analyst, you are testing your company's network for potential vulnerabilities. During your investigation, you suspect that an attacker might be using MAC flooding to compromise the switches and sniff network traffic. Which of the following indicators would most likely confirm your suspicions? Correct answer? Option A. Numerous MAC addresses that correspond to a single switch port. Option B. An increased number of ARP requests in the network traffic. Option C. The existence of multiple MAC addresses assigned to a single IP address. Option D. The presence of multiple IP addresses assigned to a single MAC address. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. This is correct because MAC flooding floods a port with fake addresses. The trap is confusing MAC overflow with IP MAC mapping issues. Question 13 of 22. A penetration tester is analyzing a mobile application. They find that the app uses a hard-coded API key to communicate with a Firebase backend. In the context of CEH v13, what is the most effective tool to automate the discovery of such secrets in the APK? Option A, Wireshark. Option B, Nmap with NSE scripts. Option C, MobSF, Mobile Security Framework. Option D, John the Ripper. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. MobSF automates APK analysis for hard-coded secrets and vulnerabilities, making it the ideal tool for this scenario. Wireshark and Nmap are network-focused, while John the Ripper is for password cracking, not secret discovery. Question 14 of 22. During a cybersecurity training session at your organization, you present several hypothetical scenarios to the trainees to assess their understanding of social engineering threats. Which of these scenarios best describes a social engineering attack? Option A. John, an employee, leaves his computer unlocked while going for lunch, and a stranger takes this opportunity to access sensitive data. Option B. Alex, a system administrator, inadvertently introduces malware into the network while updating the operating system on all company computers. Option C. Sarah, a new recruit, receives a call from someone claiming to be from the IT department who asks for her login credentials to solve a non-existing issue. Option D. Mary, an IT executive, uses a packet sniffer to monitor network traffic for unusual activity. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answer is option C. Sarah, a new recruit, receives a call from someone claiming to be from the IT department who asks for her login credentials to solve a non-existing issue. Social engineering is a technique used to trick people into revealing personal information or devices. In this scenario, Sarah receives a phone call from someone claiming to be from the IT department who asks for her login credentials to solve a non-existing issue. This is a classic example of a phishing call attack, where someone pretends to be from the IT department to gain access to credentials. The answer is option C. Exam logic. The caller impersonating IT to get credentials is classic social engineering. The other options describe physical security, accidental malware, or legitimate monitoring. Question 15 of 22. In your role as a cybersecurity specialist for a growing tech company, you are tasked with performing a regular network scan to check for any potential vulnerabilities. Your manager has specifically asked you to use a null scan for this round. In the context of TCP null scanning, what response, or lack thereof, would indicate that a particular port on a target machine is closed? Correct answer. Option A. The target machine responds with a TCP RST packet. Option B. The target machine responds with an ICMP error message. Option C. The target machine does not send any response. Option D. The target machine responds with a TCP SYN/ACK packet. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. A TCP RST packet means the port is closed. The RST resets the connection, indicating no service is listening on that specific port. Question 16 of 22. An attacker uses certutil.exe with the -URL cache flag to download a malicious binary. How should a modern EDR be configured to detect this living off the land behavior? Option A. Block all executions of certutil.exe. Option B. Restrict certutil to only work on weekends. Option C. Change the name of certutil.exe to something else. Option D. Monitor for parent-child process anomalies and network connections initiated by system binaries like certutil. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. Monitoring parent-child process anomalies is the best detection method. Blocking or renaming system binaries breaks legitimate functionality and is not a practical solution. Question 17 of 22. An attacker uses a fileless malware technique that leverages mshta.exe to execute a malicious HTA script stored in a remote server's registry key. Why is this technique highly effective in 2026? Correct answer. Option A, it bypasses disk-based signature scanning by running in memory. Option B, it encrypts the entire hard drive using AES 512. Option C, it automatically disables the hardware firewall. Option D, it requires physical access to the machine. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Fileless malware using mshta.exe runs in memory, bypassing disk-based signature scanning. Option B describes encryption, not evasion. C and D are unrelated to this specific technique. Question 18 of 22. An attacker examines differences in ciphertext outputs resulting from small changes in the input to deduce key patterns in a symmetric algorithm. What method is being employed? Option A, chosen ciphertext attack to decrypt arbitrary ciphertexts. Option B, differential cryptanalysis on input-output differences. Option C, timing attack to infer key bits based on processing time. Option D, brute force attack to try every possible key. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option B. Exam logic. Differential cryptanalysis analyzes ciphertext differences from small input changes to deduce key patterns in symmetric algorithms. A, C, and D are unrelated cryptographic attack methods. Question 19 of 22. You are a certified ethical hacker hired by a financial institution to assess the robustness of its web application security. In your penetration testing, you are particularly focused on exploiting vulnerabilities related to session management mechanisms. The web application uses multi-factor authentication, encrypted cookies, and has well-configured web application firewalls. During your assessment, you identify several possibilities to compromise session management. Which of the following techniques would most effectively exploit a session management vulnerability while bypassing the application's sophisticated security measures? Correct answer. Option A. Utilize session fixation to manipulate a user into utilizing a session ID that an attacker already has access to. Option B. Conduct session sidejacking by intercepting and using valid session tokens. Option C. Execute a cross-site request forgery, CSRF attack, by tricking authenticated users into executing malicious actions. Option D. Exploit insecure deserialization vulnerabilities in the session management code to achieve arbitrary code execution. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Session fixation manipulates a user into using an attacker-controlled session ID, bypassing MFA and encryption. Sidejacking requires interception. CSRF relies on user actions, and deserialization is unrelated. Question 20 of 22. A global media streaming platform is experiencing periodic traffic surges every 10 minutes, severely degrading performance and leading to widespread buffering issues. Traffic analysis reveals intermittent spikes exceeding 300 gigabits per second, followed by quiet intervals. The security team suspects the attacker is using a technique designed to disrupt services without maintaining a continuous flood. What type of DDoS attack best explains this scenario? Option A, a UDP flood-sustained attack targeting random high-numbered ports. Option B, a pulse wave attack leveraging high-volume short bursts to overwhelm network resources. Option C, a recursive HTTP GET flood mimicking user page views. Option D, a permanent DOS, PDOS attack damaging back-end hardware components. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option B. Exam logic. A pulse wave attack uses high-volume, short bursts to overwhelm resources, matching the periodic 300 gigabits per second spikes. Other options describe sustained attacks, mimicry, or hardware damage. Question 21 of 22. Which of the following describes a poisoning attack against a machine learning model used for malware detection? Correct answer. Option A. Modifying the training dataset to include samples that misclassify specific malware as benign. Option B. Flooding the model with 10 million clean files to cause a DOS. Option C. Using a GPU to brute force the model's logic. Option D. Stealing the weights of the neural network via API queries. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. A poisoning attack corrupts the training data to misclassify malware as benign. Option B is a denial of service attempt, not a poisoning attack that manipulates model logic. Question 22 of 22. A large media streaming company begins receiving complaints from users that their web application is timing out or failing to load. The security team observes that the web server is overwhelmed with a high number of open HTTP connections, most of which appear to be legitimate, but are transmitting data at an abnormally slow rate. These connections are never fully completed, causing the server's resources to remain occupied and unable to process new incoming client requests. The incident response team rules out bandwidth exhaustion and malformed packet-based attacks and suspects an application layer DOS technique is responsible. Given the scenario, which specific type of attack is most likely being executed on the company's web application? Option A, The attacker uses a flooding attack on the server with random UDP packets to random ports to consume available bandwidth. Option B. The attacker floods the server with continuous ICMP echo request packets, overwhelming its network stack. Option C. The attacker sends fragmented packets with overlapping offset values to destabilize the target system. Option D. The attacker uses a slow loris attack to keep many open connections alive, slowly exhausting the server's connection pool. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now.
The answer is option D. Exam logic. Slow loris attacks keep many connections open at a slow rate to exhaust server resources. Option A is a UDP flooding attack, which is not the application layer technique described.